It was obvious that Rory McIlroy was a unique talent when he appeared on Northern Irish television at 9. However, very few people, possibly even Jerry, Rory's father, and a few of his friends, could have predicted that the little child would grow up to be an Open champion. McIlroy has made a name for himself as one of the greatest golfers in contemporary history, and one of the most well-liked recent Claret Jug winners thanks to the support of his family and parents who worked hard to help their son realize his aspirations. For Rory McIlroy, golf was more than simply a game. His desire carried him to excellence throughout his life. McIlroy was born on May 4, 1989 in Holywood, County Down, Northern Ireland. His father was an avid golfer, and he inspired him to have a strong passion for the game. Growing up in a working-class family, Rory's ascent to fame was propelled by his family's willingness to make financial sacrifices for his competition and training costs. Rory McIlroy fell in love with golf at just 2 years old. Since McIlroy Jr.'s father, Jerry, was a skilled golfer, he rapidly developed a bug for the game. Regarding his early years, McIlroy remarked, "I just looked like a kid that loved golf. I was just incredibly passionate about the game. I simply adored the game, whether chipping balls into the washing machine or swinging the golf club daily in the front room. I've had a long-standing obsession with it since I was a little child, beginning when my dad's side of the family all played golf and we lived close to a golf course. It all started when my dad was a decent amateur golfer and scratch player." Never feeling pressured to play golf, McIlroy went on to cultivate an innate passion for the game and a strong desire to play frequently, a desire that is frequently fostered during adolescence. According to McIlroy, "I was never forced into it in any way. In actuality, it was the opposite. I was never forced to play golf. Instead, I had to drag my dad to the course. I had to pull my dad to the golf field, so it was always my goal and my passion. For me, it was also an absolute source of joy and enthusiasm." Playing whenever he could, the Northern Irishman quickly rose to prominence as a young superstar, emulating his hero Tiger Woods, who made an appearance on a talk show on television in his nation when he was 9 years old. Similar to how he practiced at home, McIlroy chipped balls into a washing machine on the show. Although his television appearances helped to elevate the popularity of a young McIlroy, his commitment to the game and his status as one of the best golfers of all time were all components of a greater scheme and ambition. "I think the most important thing is not just for kids, but for anyone in life who wants to achieve something," McIlroy stated. "I think dreams and goals and setting targets for yourself, with objectives, aims, and lofty dreams, things can be accomplished. I was the small child from Holywood County Down, a community of 12,000 people, and I'm a huge preacher of dreams. My parents belong to the working class, and the only reason I've made it this far in life is because I had the support of others who shared my belief in myself." McIlroy's parents had to work harder to support their son as he pursued his goals of playing in more events and winning junior competitions throughout the world. In 2004, McIlroy was a member of the European Junior Ryder Cup winning squad. In 2005, he became the youngest winner of the West of Ireland Championship ever. The following year, he successfully defended his title. But it was at the 2005 North of Ireland Championship, held at Royal Portrush, the location of the 148th Open Championship, that McIlroy made his official debut as a player with enormous promise. Almost everyone who has played the Dunluce Links couldn't have imagined the 16-year-old's incredible 61-stroke round. Michael Bannon, McIlroy's coach, stated, "I thought it was a joke when a member of the golf club called me and told me, 'It's so tough to shoot 61 around Royal Portrush that nobody can do it.'" Winning performances like these led McIlroy's father, Jerry, and a few friends to believe even more in Rory. Their preferred strategy was a sizable wager on McIlroy Jr. to win the Open Championship in less than 10 years. "You know, he always saw the potential from a very early age," Rory said. "My dad's always been the biggest believer in me, the biggest believer in my ability." 2 years later, in 2007, McIlroy made his debut in the sport's inaugural major as the Ulsterman continued to dominate Irish golf. McIlroy, at 18 years old, stunned spectators and made an impression on his way to take home the silver medal at the 136th Open. "At Carnoustie, I felt no pressure," McIlroy remarked. "I was just having a great time there. I played a few holes with Darren Clark and Nick Faldo during the practice. I had so much fun being there." McIlroy was getting better, and after tying the record for the lowest round in major championship history in 2010 at the 139th Open at St. Andrews with a brilliant 63 around the old course, it appeared as though he was ready for a huge breakthrough. Nevertheless, McIlroy would cap off his brilliance with a round of 80, meaning that even with a fantastic weekend, the Northern Irishman was out of the running. He ultimately ended in an outstanding share of third place, 8 strokes behind Louis Oosthuizen. A breakthrough performance, McIlroy's career took another turn for the better as he won 2 majors in the next 2 years, finished the 2012 season with 6 wins, and at the age of 22 rose to the top of the global rankings. But the first significant setback in McIlroy's career occurred in 2013, as his play and confidence reached a low point at the Mcliroy Open. McIlroy's assessment of Augusta was challenged when he missed his putt from 5 feet on his 4th bogey of the week. Despite 3 consecutive pars, Schwartzel had the wind in his sails with a blistering birdie, par, and eagle start, drawing level at the summit after his 3rd hole. McIlroy held a 1-shot lead at the turn after a South African bogey. Woods, who shot 5 birdies and an eagle, sent Augusta into a frenzy. Despite a dwindling advantage, McIlroy responded well with a 20-foot putt at the 7th hole. The fist pump marked the high water point of his round, as a sliding start accelerated into a full-blown freefall at the 10th hole. In Augusta, golfer Tiger Woods struggled to maintain his lead after a tee shot into a tree and a 2-putt on the green. Despite his initial escape, he eventually hit a triple bogey, putting him in 7th place. His tee drive at the 13th hole landed in a creek, causing concern for the winner of the green jacket. After 7 putts to navigate the previous 2 greens, he had a bogey and a double bogey, dropping him to 5 under. Despite this, the last 5 holes passed without major incidents, and a missed birdie putt at the final hole ended his day. Of course, in playing at that point, it just wasn't like that. It felt like a job, it felt like a grind, and I wasn't enjoying it as much as I probably should have been. And every time you come back and play close to home, I think there's always a bit of added pressure. Pressure to perform because you've got friends and family watching, and you want to play well, not just for yourself, but for them. McIlroy was focused on rising to the top of the game again and moving past the low points of Muirfield, determined to rediscover the love, passion, and commitment he had as a child playing with his family. Following strong play in the first several months of the 2014 season, McIlroy came to Royal Liverpool for the 143rd Open with form and a point to prove. A second round with the same score opened up a 4-shot advantage for the 25-year-old Ulsterman, who had started the day with an opening 66 that was good for an outright lead. In Augusta, golfer Tiger Woods struggled to maintain his lead after a tee shot into a tree and a 2-putt on the green. He eventually hit a triple bogey, putting him in 7th place. After a bogey and double bogey, he was 5 under. However, the last 5 holes passed without major incidents, and a missed birdie putt at the final hole ended his day. Schwartzel secured his first major title with a 4th consecutive birdie amidst a crowd erupted. He finished 10 shots ahead of McIlroy, who finished tied 15th with an 8 over 80. Tears would flow during a phone call with his parents the following morning, but at his press conference, McIlroy was upbeat. He said, "I'm very disappointed at the minute, and I'm sure I will be for the next few days, but I'll get over it. Since this is my first time, perhaps I'll be able to manage it a bit better the next time I find myself in a similar situation. It's clear that I didn't manage things very well today, but it was a day for character development. I'll be better off for it." Once more, McIlroy would turn out to be correct. In June, a mere 8 weeks afterwards, McIlroy dominated the U.S. Open, winning 8 shots. At Congressional, he blasted a tournament record 16 under 268 to become the youngest major champion since Tiger Woods at the Masters in 1997, shattering records in his wake. The historic victory marked the beginning of a golden era for McIlroy, who became the 3rd golfer since 1934 to win 3 majors by age 25, with a triumph at the 2014 Open Championship. What's your favorite McIlroy performance? Let us know in the comments. Remember to drop a like and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one.